In 1900, a young man with nothing but a suitcase and a vision steps off a train in the bustling heart of Switzerland, ready to change the course of his life. Hans Wilsdorf, orphaned and penniless, had left behind the small Bavarian town of Kulmbach to carve out a new future. At the time, no one around him could have guessed who this determined immigrant would become. Fast forward several decades, and Hans Wilsdorf had not only pioneered the development of the modern wristwatch, but had also founded Rolex, transforming it into a billion-dollar empire known around the globe. This is the story of how a destitute Bavarian orphan went on to build one of the most prestigious luxury brands in the world. Hans Wilsdorf's journey, destined to redefine the world of wristwatches, began under the shadow of hardship in the small town of Kulmbach, Bavaria. Born the second of three children to Anna and Ferdinand Wilsdorf, Hans' life was steeped in tragedy from an early age. At just 12 years old, he faced the devastating loss of his mother to illness in 1892, and a year later, his father also passed away, leaving Hans and his siblings suddenly orphaned. This abrupt change, though full of challenges, would unexpectedly serve as the crucible in which Hans's resilience and future ambitions were forged. In the wake of this profound loss, the future of the Wilsdorf children fell into the hands of their maternal uncles. Acting swiftly, they sold the family business, using part of the proceeds to enroll Hans and his siblings in the prestigious Ernestine am Coburg boarding school in Bavaria. This decision, initially a source of profound resentment for Hans, marked him as an outsider in the new town and subjected him to the cruel taunts of his peers due to his religious background. It was a rocky start in Coburg, and Hans slipped into a period of deep depression. Despite the initial hardships, the strict and structured setting of Ernestine would soon reveal its silver lining, fostering Hans's talents and reshaping his outlook on the challenging journey ahead. Within the disciplined environment of Ernestine, Hans found refuge in his studies. The school provided a rigorous academic grounding, nurturing his innate skills in languages and mathematics. Over time, his perspective began to shift. What he once viewed as his uncle's harsh decision gradually revealed itself as a pivotal turning point, laying the foundational stones for his future achievements. A serendipitous encounter at Ernestine would steer Hans's destiny further towards its remarkable path. A classmate from Switzerland, a country renowned for its rich tradition in watchmaking, befriended Hans. Intrigued by Wilsdorf's intellectual curiosity, this new friend shared enthralling tales of his homeland and its meticulous craft of timepiece engineering. These stories kindled a deep-seated passion for precision mechanics in Hans, reshaping his aspirations and dreams. Through his friend's vivid descriptions, Switzerland ceased to be just another place on the map. It emerged as a vibrant land of innovation and exquisite craftsmanship. Fueled by this newfound fascination and his yearning to break free from the constraints of his past, Hans set his sights on Switzerland. This pivotal decision was the first step towards his destiny, paving the way for his future empire in the world of luxury watches. In 1900, a pivotal chapter began in the life of a determined young man named Hans Wilsdorf. As he made his way to Switzerland, drawn by his growing passion for precision mechanics, his destination was La Chaux-de-Fonds, a renowned hub of Swiss watchmaking. Here, Wilsdorf landed a position at Kuno Cordon, a well-established watch firm where he began his career modestly as an English correspondent and clerk, earning 80 Swiss francs a month. Kuno Cordon was a major exporter of pocket watches and boasted a unique capability that set it apart from many competitors: the ability to manufacture entire watches from scratch, not just assemble pre-made components. This environment offered Wilsdorf a rare and comprehensive insight into the watchmaking process, allowing him to learn the craft from the ground up. Despite the seemingly mundane nature of his daily responsibilities, which included winding hundreds of pocket watches, Wilsdorf found these tasks anything but trivial. Each turn of a watch's gears was a lesson in precision and patience, helping him cultivate a meticulous attention to detail and a profound understanding of the inner workings of timepieces. This hands-on experience was an invaluable foundation for his ambitious plans. As Wilsdorf immersed himself in the technicalities of his trade, he also began to perceive a significant flaw in the traditional pocket watch: its vulnerability. Tucked into pockets, these watches were constantly exposed to dust, moisture, and the jolts and knocks of daily activities. This realization sparked an idea that would soon become a revolutionary vision. He envisioned a watch that could endure the demands of everyday life, a durable timepiece worn on the wrist. At the time, it was a radical idea, as wristwatches were not yet mainstream. Fueled by his burgeoning expertise and innovative ideas, Wilsdorf was ready for the next step in his journey. In 1903, he moved to London and secured a position with a reputable watchmaker. Yet the ambitious young man was not one to settle. By 1905, with a blend of bold vision and modest capital, he joined forces with his brother-in-law, Alfred Davis. Together, they established Wilsdorf and Davis, setting up shop at 83 Hatton Garden in London. Their mission was clear: to democratize the luxury of Swiss watches, making them accessible and affordable without compromising on quality. Wilsdorf and Davis marked the humble inception of what would evolve into a legendary enterprise in the watchmaking world. The year 1908 marked a defining moment for Hans Wilsdorf, a visionary young entrepreneur who had already laid the foundation of his company, Wilsdorf and Davis, in London. While his business initially focused on trading high-quality watch parts, Wilsdorf knew that to make a lasting impact on the global stage, his company needed something more: a distinctive brand identity that could resonate worldwide. Determined to find the perfect name for his brand, Wilsdorf embarked on a creative journey. He experimented with countless combinations of letters, hoping to stumble upon a name that felt just right. Decades later, he would recall his methodical process during a speech celebrating Rolex's 50th anniversary. "I tried combining the letters of the alphabet in every possible way. This gave some 100 names, but none of them felt quite right. Then, inspiration struck in the most unexpected of settings. Wilsdorf, known for his innovative ideas and penchant for frequenting the iconic double-decker buses of London, found his muse while riding on the upper deck of a horse-drawn bus traversing the busy streets of Cheapside. It was during one of these morning rides that the perfect name was whispered to him. As if by a good genie, the name Rolex emerged, embodying all the qualities he sought. It was succinct, easy to pronounce in any language, and culturally neutral. Wasting no time, Wilsdorf filed for the Rolex trademark within days, thereby cementing the identity of what would become a legendary brand in the luxury watch industry. The name Rolex soon became synonymous with luxury, innovation, and the highest standards of quality. Yet, Hans Wilsdorf's ambitions went beyond just crafting a memorable brand name. He aimed to revolutionize the very essence of the timepieces themselves. This part of the story ties back to a significant encounter in 1902. During Wilsdorf's time in La Chaux-de-Fonds, a major watchmaking city in Switzerland. It was there he met Hermann Egler, a Swiss watchmaker from Bienne, renowned for his skill in creating eboches, the intricate, raw movements at the heart of high-quality watches. Recognizing Egler's exceptional talent, Wilsdorf placed an unprecedented order in 1905 for wristlet watch movements, marking the beginning of what would be a long and fruitful collaboration. This partnership was instrumental in defining Rolex's commitment to quality and precision, culminating over a century later with Rolex acquiring Egler, thus bringing full circle a relationship that was crucial to the brand's success. World War I. In 1914, as the world teetered on the brink of conflict, Hans Wilsdorf was orchestrating a different kind of revolution, one of precision and elegance in timekeeping. Merely 2 weeks before the outbreak of World War I, a landmark achievement placed Rolex on the historical map of horology. The company's exquisitely crafted wristwatch was awarded the prestigious Class A certificate by the Kew Observatory, an accolade typically reserved for marine chronometers. This was no ordinary recognition. It was a testament to Wilsdorf's unwavering conviction in the potential of wristwatches, which many of his contemporaries still viewed as mere novelties. Undeterred by skepticism, Wilsdorf was visionary in his forecasts. In 1914, he confidently proclaimed pocket watches will soon almost completely disappear. His words, echoing through the corridors of time, resonate with an almost prophetic accuracy today. At his juncture, Rolex was thriving, with a dedicated workforce of over 40 employees committed to the art of watchmaking, each piece a marvel of engineering and design. Yet, the onset of war introduced unforeseen economic strains. The British government, in anticipation of protracted conflict, imposed a hefty 33% import tax on luxury goods, including timepieces. This substantial financial burden compelled Wilsdorf to reassess his strategy. In a decisive move, he relocated Rolex's international headquarters from London to Bienne, a well-established hub in the Swiss watchmaking landscape. This transition was more than a change in geography, it was a strategic alignment with the core of the industry. However, Bienne did not satisfy Wilsdorf's strategic aspirations for long. Seeking a location that offered even greater centrality and prestige, he moved Rolex's base once again in 1919, this time to Geneva, Switzerland. Geneva offered a cosmopolitan flair and a storied association with luxury craftsmanship, making it an ideal setting for Rolex. Here, the company would grow and evolve, yet it still fell short of Wilsdorf's lofty ambitions for global success. It wasn't until 1927 that Rolex's fortunes would dramatically shift, thanks to a serendipitous event and a daring feat. In that year, a young woman named Mercedes Gleitz swam across the English Channel wearing a Rolex Oyster, the brand's newly developed waterproof model. This spectacular display not only tested the watch's endurance, but also captured the public's imagination, securing Rolex's reputation for unparalleled precision and resilience. The successful crossing by Gleitz, along with the publicity that followed, catapulted both her and Rolex into the annals of history, setting the stage for the brand's future triumphs. Swimming with Rolex, how the Oyster changed everything. Hans Wilsdorf, the innovative founder of Rolex, had crafted a groundbreaking wristwatch designed to defy the elements, the Oyster. Despite its innovative design, featuring a patented screw-down crown and case back that sealed it as tightly as an oyster shell, public skepticism about its waterproof capabilities persisted. Wilsdorf knew he needed a compelling way to demonstrate the Oyster's resilience. Enter Mercedes Gleitz, a determined 26-year-old British secretary and avid swimmer, who wasn't a professional athlete but possessed a bold ambition to become the first English woman to swim the English Channel. Recognizing a unique opportunity, Wilsdorf approached Gleitz with a proposition that could benefit them both. He offered her a Rolex Oyster to wear during her ambitious swim. Gleitz, seeing the potential in this partnership, accepted the offer. On the chilly morning of October 7, 1927, Gleitz set out to conquer the icy waters of the English Channel. The swim was grueling, pushing her physical and mental endurance to their limits. After an arduous 10 hours and 45 minutes, she triumphantly reached the French coast, her feat quickly becoming the talk of the nation. However, there was another hero in this story waiting for its moment of glory, the Rolex Oyster on her wrist. Upon completion of her swim, the watch was inspected and found to have maintained perfect time throughout the ordeal, emerging from the cold waters in flawless working condition. This was the proof Wilsdorf had been waiting for. Capitalizing on this success, he placed a bold, full-page advertisement in the Daily Mail, celebrating both Gleitz's remarkable achievement and the Oyster's durability. The headline proclaimed the Oyster as the wonder watch that crossed the channel, instantly capturing the public's imagination. The impact of this event was monumental. The Rolex Oyster transformed from a promising concept into a symbol of technological innovation and extreme durability. Meanwhile, Mercedes Gleitz became an unlikely hero and an emblematic figure of resilience and determination. Her successful swim, endorsed by the performance of the Rolex she wore, not only catapulted her into fame, but also marked a new era for wristwatches, proving their utility and resilience in the most challenging conditions. This historic swim heralded a shift in public perception, securing the Oyster's place in watchmaking history and redefining the future of the wristwatch. Wartime heroism and a founder's promise, the untold story of Rolex. As the 1930s dawned, Rolex was poised for a breakthrough that would leave an indelible mark on the world of watchmaking. In 1931, the brand unveiled the Rolex Perpetual, the world's first automatic wristwatch that ingeniously utilized the wearer's own movements to wind itself. This revolutionary design eliminated the need for manual winding and set a new standard for convenience and innovation in watchmaking, principles that continue to underpin the industry today. Under the stewardship of Hans Wilsdorf, Rolex's commitment to excellence was not confined to technical advancements alone. By the time World War II erupted, Rolex had cultivated a reputation for unmatched quality and reliability, a reputation that reached even the cockpits of Royal Air Force planes. Dissatisfied with their standard-issue watches, RAF pilots increasingly turned to Rolex, favoring its superior performance in the demanding conditions of aerial combat. However, the turmoil of war brought unexpected challenges. Many pilots, upon being captured and sent to POW camps, found their cherished Rolex watches confiscated. When Wilsdorf learned of their plight, he responded with a gesture of extraordinary generosity. He offered any captured officer who had lost their Rolex a replacement watch, free of charge, to be claimed after the war. This magnanimous act not only endeared Wilsdorf to many, but also bolstered Rolex's reputation, intertwining the brand's narrative with tales of honor and resilience during a time of global strife. The war years also brought personal loss to Wilsdorf. His wife, Florence, passed away in 1944. In response to this and the global turmoil, he founded the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation in 1945, a move that ensured the continuous prosperity and philanthropic legacy of Rolex. The foundation, to which Wilsdorf donated his entire 100% ownership stake in Rolex shortly before his death in 1960, remains the sole owner of the company. This unique ownership structure not only cloaks Rolex in financial privacy, but also secures its independence and commitment to the core values instilled by Wilsdorf: innovation, quality, and a deep sense of human connection. Hans Wilsdorf's visionary leadership may have concluded with his passing in 1960, but the legacy he crafted continued to thrive. Rolex went on to introduce iconic models like the Submariner, the first dive watch capable of reaching depths of 100 meters, and the Daytona, a chronograph engineered for professional racing. These innovations, born from Wilsdorf's ethos, cemented Rolex's status as a paragon of luxury and high-performance timekeeping, a testament to a legacy that transformed an entire industry. So, the next time you see a Rolex, remember, it's not just a luxury timepiece. That crown holds a legacy built on defying the elements, pioneering technology, and a touch of wartime heroism, all achievements accomplished during the remarkable lifetime of Hans Wilsdorf. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and make sure to share your thoughts about Hans' story in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.